Hi everyone, I'm using the Psychic Tarot of the Heart for our reading today. I'll choose some cards from there. I'll choose one from the Mystical Healing, and I'll also choose one from, no, I'll choose a few from the Destiny pack as well for some extra guidance. So we're on this lunar eclipse today. Very powerful energy. The lunar eclipse in Libra is, we're in this full moon. So when we have a full moon, the moon and the sun oppose each other, and the sun shines a light into the moon. During this lunar eclipse, the earth casts shadow on the moon. So there's an obscurity which will bring any distortions that we have about ourselves up into our awareness. This lunar eclipse in Libra, Libra is the south node, the karmic node. Karmic relationships, patterns that we may be in our relationships, where we are sacrificing ourselves for another, where we may be feeling less than worthy in a relationship, where we are coming out of alignment to make sure everybody else is taken care of, when we are not feeling right ourselves. So there's an obscure energy with this lunar eclipse. It's as if the cosmos is shining a X-ray machine within our emotional energy field. And we are seeing everything that's so uncomfortable. And sometimes it can swallow us up. Those feelings and emotions can swallow us up. But that's the medicine. Because the sun in Aries, and Aries is the I am, the authentic I am, and the sun shining a light there within Aries and within our emotions. The sun came into beautiful conjunction with Pluto, also shining a light in our innermost emotions. We're travelling through this time where we have had Palm Sunday, yesterday, Sunday, all the way through Holy Week now to the end of Easter, which is Easter Sunday, the resurrection of Christ. So we are having a release, a purification of our ego, of our false identity that doesn't know us, views us through everybody else's eyes from a place of judgment and criticism. We are being moved and brought into centre so that we cannot ignore these feelings. So during this time, the sun is in Aries, we have this full moon to do a ritual, a fire ritual of writing and burning anything that is coming up within our energy field, within our thoughts, allowing ourselves to be really truthful with ourselves of how we're feeling. Are we feeling unloved? Where in our lives are we feeling unloved? Dreams as well. We have a lot of planets in Pisces. Neptune in Pisces, Venus, Mars newly moved into Pisces, and Mercury is in Aries, sorry, Saturn. So we have Saturn, Venus, Mars and Neptune in Pisces. Pisces is the sign of endings. Mars, the divine masculine, Venus, the divine feminine. Saturn, the planet of karma, bringing us into alignment, helping us to see a different way of being in our relationships, so that we're not coming out of alignment and creating more karma. We're sacrificing ourselves for happiness for others, and in doing so we stay in that heavy energy, dense energy of unhappiness, of joylessness. So we've got these powerful planets in Pisces, clearing and closing karmic relationships between the divine masculine and the divine feminine, first within us, and then it starts to clear in all our relationships. We'll have felt this lunar eclipse coming from, I would say, the 12th of March, started to activate. We've come through the equinox, all around balance, still feeling that energy, still coming into balance and straight into the start of eclipse season. And this eclipse season is profound. So we're moving through Holy Week, through these planetary alignments that are bringing up within us obscurities that we will project on ourselves and in our relationships. So during this time, making sure we're drinking lots of water, because energetically we are working so hard. When these feelings and thoughts arise and we are not reacting, it takes a lot of energy not to react in the same way that we would have done in the past, because we would go into autopilot and go into that reaction, into that karmic relationship with whoever we are feeling some angst with, some upset with. To really pause and breathe through these triggers takes a lot of energy, and that is what we are doing at this time. We are using a lot of energy so that we don't react. We are not going into battle with our own shadow, because that's what a trigger is. Being mindful to drink a lot of water, because our energy requires it at this time. Doing some writing and burning today. The sun is in Aries. Also, Mercury is in Aries, and Chiron. Chiron is the healer, the sacred healer. Mercury is the planet of communication. Aries is the fire element, and is the sun's there within Aries. So this is a wonderful time to do our writing and burning, to do a fire ritual of anything that's coming up. These energies that are arising within us are ancestral, are a deep wounding, and to take some time out while we're going through this eclipse season into the solar eclipse, which is very powerful, on the 8th of April. The energy is helping us to identify where there is a distortion within us that we may be projecting into our relationship, into the mirror, upon ourselves, seeing ourselves through the lens of distortion. However, it will be affecting each and every one of us. It's a time for healing, a time of really coming in and finding that grace within, sitting and praying, coming into our heart space, being kind to ourselves. So I'm setting the intention now for a reading for the highest and greatest good for the collective, or anyone who views this video. And as always, take what resonates and just put the rest to one side and just see what unfolds. There we have the 7 of Cups and the 8 of Cups. Jumped out while I was just shuffling the cards. The throat chakra, the sacral chakra, the Ace of Swords. Okay, so the base of the pack, we have the third eye chakra. In this card it's the Master, but it is the Devil card. Moving on, wishes being granted, and the Hierophant, the Magician, the 7 of Pentacles. Okay, so we have this 7 of Cups, and this is asking us to daydream. That's a form of manifesting. To really decide where we are placing our attention. We have the ego here. This is the Devil card in traditional tarot, and we can place our attention there on everything that we're unhappy with in our life, with everything that we feel so uncomfortable with. Listening to our own inner criticisms, our own judgments of ourselves or others. Going into escapism, wanting to escape the feelings that are coming to the surface. It's easy to escape. During this time, we are bringing our soul, our spirit back in and grounding it into our bodies fully. So anything that is blocking that will be coming to the surface, whether it's addictive thought forms of we are looking in the mirror and fighting with ourselves, being so unhappy with the reflection, whether the relationships in our lives that create an addiction within us, that we go into people pleasing, we go out, or we go into codependency of when everybody else is happy and is happy with us, we'll be happy. So we're being shown our shadow, and as always, when I see the Devil card, it's not a bad card, it's a card connected to Capricorn, but it's not a bad card. It just shows us where we're going into our addictions, where we are maybe placing our attention somewhere else instead of going within. There's a lot of confusion going on in our outside world. We don't know what is true anymore. There are so many split opinions about everything, and we can get sucked in and start to put our opinions there. And when we do, and it creates conflict, that also is an escape, because we're looking at the problems outside of us instead of focusing on the healing of the wounds that are open now for us to go in and anoint with this glorious and heavenly light. So devil, spelt backwards, is lived. So when we are giving our attention away to things that are draining us, when we're thinking about things that bring fear to us, when we are thinking about things that rob us of our joy, we're not living. We're doing the opposite. When we are living, we are thinking thoughts that actually nourish us. And you can see in this card, he has his heart in a cage. So when we have our heart in a cage, this is armouring. Nobody's getting into our heart. Nobody's hurting us anymore. We are carrying so much pain that we won't allow anyone fully into our heart space. And that's not living. Our hearts require love, just like the flowers need and require rain and water to open and grow. So does our heart. So to come into our hearts and allow this energy of this lunar eclipse, whether we have been through painful emotions in the past, painful relationships in the past, could be past lives even, that keep presenting, and we go through the same dance each lifetime. So whatever has gone on in the past that's caused us pain, that pain was already there. And we armour it, we protect that pain within our hearts so that we don't get hurt again, but the pain is already there. So the healing is coming in to release that thorn from within our hearts, that pain from within our hearts, so that we can open up fully and live and love in joy. So to focus on what is bringing us life, what increases our life force energy, what brings us joy. To daydream, to sit in nature and just daydream. That is a beautiful way of manifesting. Peel ourselves away from the old distortions that aren't bringing life to us, that aren't bringing happiness into our lives. This is all part of the obscurity. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles is diligently. You can see there he's chipping away at that sculpture there. And there is the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine within Jesus, as we're in Easter, and Mary Magdalene, the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine. Feel the sacredness of that. Feel the sacredness. And straight away, it brings healing into our heart centre. It brings healing into our hearts, into our physical hearts as well. So we're coming through this time of diligently, no matter how distorted, obscure our lenses are, our visions are, to bring them back in and chip away. Change our thoughts. Mercury in Aries, the communication, shining a light. The sun is in Aries with Mercury, with Chiron, helping us to change the communication that we have with ourselves from this into this beautiful unity. The Ace of Swords, a gift coming from the hand of God. When we take our attention away from the confusion that is all around us, we take our attention away, and the hand of God comes through with a gift of divine thoughts that bring in prosperity, that bring in health, that bring us back into alignment. So a change of thought, the obscured thoughts that we may have about ourselves, our relationship, about our career, or wherever we find ourselves, that we're in a place of worthlessness. Change those thoughts. Do our fire rituals on this lunar eclipse. And as we see those situations, those challenges, or whatever we write on our paper, feeling them, actually feeling the emotion, and allow it to come through the pen onto the paper, and taking it outside to burn. And as it burns, we feel how we would feel without those challenging, obscure thoughts, the distortions, how we would feel without battling against ourselves and others. So this is a gift from the hand of God coming through from the heavens. And during this eclipse, Neptune in Pisces, with Venus, with Mars, with Saturn, is conjunct, is in communication with the galactic centre. So our shadow side will be shouting so loud to take our attention away from the hand of God. The intangible, that when we bring it in becomes matter in our lives, it becomes our reality. The Hierophant, this is the card of Taurus, and we have Jupiter that's in beautiful conversation with Venus, and Venus is ruling this lunar eclipse. She rules Libra. Libra is in the south node of the moon, in the karmic cycle where we are facing our karma, in beautiful conversation and activations with Jupiter in Taurus, helping us to see the bigger picture, helping us to see the beauty of life, the beauty of our world, reminding us of our own beauty, expansion of love, that once we take our attention away from the obscurity that may be presenting itself within us, there is such freedom standing in our divine sovereignty in this earthly plane. Taurus is an earth sign that brings comfort and assistance, that is a beautiful counsellor in the virtues, connecting to the higher, connecting to the heavenly realms. Taurus is the bull that was blessed. So it's a sacred, there's a sacredness here. Anchoring these gift from the hand of God, bringing it into this earthly realm, from the heavenly realms into this earthly, into our reality. He is there with a hand on his book of life. So we're all moving into a new chapter, a new energetic print, signature that we have been projecting forward and forward. So anything that's not in keeping with that now is being brought up and intensified, so that we can put that to one side, that we can heal from that. We can breathe and breathing through it, not suppressing anything. Breathe through it and allow it to come to the surface, and just keep breathing, using our breath to allow it to come through and out of us instead of projecting. So this is the Hierophant, our connection to our personal connection to divine, to the angels, to our loved ones in spirit, coming through, helping us and assisting us. And there is a dog there that always represents loyalty, represents unconditional love. So where we are looking at obscurity in the mirror, or reflecting it back through our own judgments of self, feeling other people are judging us and not liking us, or whatever it may be from that obscurity, to come back in and remember we're a child, we're a divine child, we hold divine source energy within us, our soul is eternal, we are bringing light into our reality, and this light comes with divine intelligence that far outweighs anything of this escapism, these limiting beliefs. Looking at where we do have those limiting beliefs in our relationships, where we have those limiting beliefs of ourselves, or our family, or whatever it may be, those limiting beliefs. This is part of this card. To allow this light to anoint and cleanse away anything that is blocking us from our highest potential, because this card does not want us to reach our highest potential. It argues with us every step on our path. And when we stop and sink into our heart and trust our heart and our soul, this cage falls away. With this card, we become our own jailer and prison officer. We hold ourselves in that place of stuckness, out of fear. So the energy of this card is here for us to examine within ourselves, so that we can breathe light there. We can breathe light. We can feel and step into faith, placing our hands on our hearts and really breathing into our heart, and look at the beautiful light, the divine light that is coming down, covering him with divine light, with wisdom. And he is just sat there channeling the language of light, which is love. The Seven of Pentacles. Again, when I see this card, I always, Venus comes in to my awareness because of the pink planet there, and Venus is the embodiment of the divine feminine, of Holy Mary, Mary Magdalene, the priestess, all those beautiful energies of the feminine is coming through, helping us to create and give birth to a new life, that we're breaking the shell of the density here of the 8. We're breaking that shell to come into and step into our crystalline light that we all have at the core of our being. So the Seven of Pentacles, you can see there from the roots up, this golden tree, and again the book of life, the tree of life is coming through loud and clear. The rising of the Kundalini, the awakening of the Kundalini, the rainbow light that's moving through us, connecting us to the higher dimensions, bringing us into alignment with joy and prosperity. So this card is reminding us to not worry. We may be going through this time and it may be difficult. We may be facing some challenges, and there will be old ones. There's nothing new. They're old ones, and just be mindful that the old way of dealing with these challenges hasn't worked. So let's put them down. Let's put them down. Take our attention, our energy away from them, and surrender them to the divine for divine intervention, because this is what's open to us at this time. We are sending our roots down into the earth and drawing up ancient wisdom. We're all waking up to that ancient wisdom. We're going back to nature. We're stepping away from anything that's taking us away from simplicity. Anything that's complicated, anything that really fills our minds and is very complicated, we're stepping away from it and coming into our hearts and coming into the nature, coming back into nature, and from there we're coming back into alignment. So there's a wonderful process of remembrance, of beautiful creativity that will bring in happiness and well-being physically, and also prosperity. So a wonderful time of letting go of worry now, knowing that things may be uncomfortable, to face these uncomfortablenesses, not to go into escape, because we will never escape them. We really need to go through them and come out the other side. And when we do, we realise there's nothing to fear, that the pain is what we've carried all along. There's no new pain there, it's just pain we've carried all along. And the divine is offering a gift of divine intervention to let go. So let go of any worry, because it's not necessary. Then we have the Magician, and this is Mercury in Aries with the Sun, with Chiron, about to go into shadow, or maybe in shadow, or starting to slow down so it's slowing down, going into shadow. These obscurities, are we speaking from them? Are we sending those words out into our reality to create even more obscurity? To refocus. Mercury is the Magician. This is the Magician. Our words are magical. We can speak from this, or we can speak from the Hierophant, channeling divine messages, listening to what guidance is coming through for our highest good, that will bring healing and transformation, magical transformation, with the Magician here, using our words to create a magical life, to create a life of divine sovereignty and authenticity that plugs in and takes us into the organic matrix. We're completely unplugging from the false illusion into this beautiful time of, yeah, we're doing the work, and we may feel tired to take extra rest, and the divine will open up space for that. Will open up space, a time will suddenly appear that we can rest and rejuvenate and realign. Then we have our wishes being granted, our wishes coming true, to stay focused. And this is the emotional wish card, that we hold our wishes in our own hands. Our hands are an extension of our heart, and when we tune into our heart and do our creations from our heart space, from that place of meditation, of that place of empowerment and joy, we are now starting to manifest rapidly, to manifest our wishes, our amazing, beautiful wishes, to come into fulfillment. So this is what's coming in. When whatever is going on now won't last. Whatever it is, whether it's mental, whether it's emotional or physical, wherever we may be purging, or wherever we may be purifying, going into that purification, once that's finished, it's done, and we step into the wholeness of who we are. So this is our wishes being fulfilled. The Eight of Cups, moving away now, moving away from this. This is on its way out. It's not serving us It's never served us. It's never served us to go into conflict with somebody and punish somebody for doing something that upsets us. It creates more of a distance within a relationship. We're moving away from that now, and as always, I always see Jesus, the footprints in the sand with this, and the energy that we're moving through is of Jesus, moving from our shadow, healing our shadow, shining light into our shadow, shining love into our shadow. And as we do that, we heal that part of us that has been hurt. We are the only ones that can heal ourselves. So as we go through this time of healing, we're moving. Things falling away now that maybe this card needed to escape. There's no more escape. And with this card, I'm seeing that we are standing in a nakedness. Nothing's hidden. Everything is translucent. And how freeing that is. How freeing. And that's where we're moving to. Freedom. Freedom of the worry, the stresses, everything that we place up on ourselves, we're putting down, because we don't need to carry it any longer. We've carried it for our ancestors, and we're putting it down for our ancestors and our future generations. Moving up and knowing that when things are difficult, the divine is carrying us. We are not doing this alone. We ask for help and it will come in the most miraculous ways. The throat chakra, again, Mercury, the magician, reminding us this is a very powerful chakra. If any of the lower chakras are out of balance, we will speak from those chakras. When everything's in alignment, we will speak from a place of alignment. The sacral chakra, this is the balance of the lunar eclipse in Libra. Bringing our sacral into alignment to see all our relationships as sacred. Because when we do that, we create and draw in sacred relationships. So speaking from a place, so if our sacral is out of alignment, is blocked in any way, we will speak from those emotions. So if we are having problems in a relationship, we may go and speak about those problems to someone else. And when we've finished, we feel drained, that person feels drained, that we're all awakening to that now. So we're bringing our sacral into alignment, that we speak from a place of sacredness about each and every person. To not get involved in anything that we don't know. So if anything's going on around us that we don't know about, to not form an opinion based on what other people are saying, to not form an opinion on someone based on what somebody else is saying, to really feel the sacredness of our sacral chakra, because this is the area of our creation. This is where we create. This is where we create our divine creations. So if this is out of alignment, our creations will keep falling, because we are not being kind. We're not speaking from a place of truth. Our head, this shadow, they think it's the truth. The truth is that each and every one of us is a soul. And to speak to ourselves and to each other at a soul level. Then we have the third eye chakra, a cleansing and a clearing of the third eye chakra so it can be activated. There is an energy that is coming through that is activating our spiritual gifts, activating our third eye. When we bring it on to our old timeline or on a better timeline, whatever we're going through, whatever we're facing during this time of immense transformation, we can always imagine something better. And that's where our power lies, in our imagination, to sit and daydream. And I know myself at school, when I did go to school, in all my report cards it was Yvonne is a daydreamer. I used to just look out the window because I didn't understand what was going on all around me. I used to just stare out the window and I don't know where I went. So to daydream, we can always visualize and daydream a better life for ourselves, and that's we start to pluck from the spiritual that then comes in through signs and synchronicity, and we start to create it in our reality, breathing our way through the challenges, not getting entangled with conflicts, just breathing our way, being mindful of the words that we are saying to each other, that we are speaking from a place of empowering each other, of supporting each other, of bringing words of love through for each other, clearing away the lower frequency, the lower vibrational words that do not reside in the angelic kingdom. They don't reside in the higher realms. They only reside in the lower frequencies, in the lower dimensions. So we are moving away and speaking a new language. So some powerful energy coming through. So I'm asking now for a message from the destiny, the spirit of the destiny. So I'm asking for a message, and this is quite a long video, asking for a message to help guide us through this lunar eclipse and through the eclipse season, through this season of Holy Week and Easter, to help us and guide us with some messages, and as always, take what resonates from all this and just really leave the rest. There we have home. So we have the home, peace, protection, the moon. Feel things starting to shift, things starting to move now, clearer path ahead. Oh, the sun. So we have the home is here, it's where the heart is, wherever we are. So if you've moved, wherever you are, this is our home, to really create a healthy environment within, to really go and do our cleansing, our clearing, our how we would look after our home, to really look after our bodies, because our bodies are housing our soul. So the home, this is a beautiful energy coming from finding that peace within. And as we find the peace within, it creates all around us. The moon, this is coming through from the lunar eclipse or the eclipse season, knowing that we are protected. There's nothing for us to fear, to allow the blessings of the sun to cleanse and anoint anything that is blocking us now from stepping into our new reality, to go through this Easter time, through the purification of our shadow, stepping into the resurrection during this week, at the end of this week, and the solar eclipse that's coming. We're living in powerful energy that is, they're just showing me a split. We can go that way into the old patterns and keep churning up the past, churning it up through our sacral, out of our mouths, through our words, or we can step into this time of rebirth, of new beginnings, of the sun in Aries, the first breath of the next wheel of the zodiac coming through, traveling through a new time into the proton light that's coming through the central sun from the galactic center, and where Earth is in the cosmos. We're so close to the galactic center. We're so close to the Kuiper belt. So this is a real sacred time for us. And the energy, the upgrades, the activations are coming through the particles of light that we're all absorbing from the great central sun, from the galactic center, from the Kuiper belt, objects that are so close, that are bringing through information, divine information for our evolution. So this is a time of stripping away into this transparency, letting go of any shame of being ourselves, letting go of any embarrassment of being who we truly are, and stepping into a fruitful life, an authentic life. So beautiful cards, and I'll just take one from the Sacred Healing. I'm really warm doing this reading. There's the energy of Archangel Gabriel coming through, bringing healing and nurturing to our inner child, because this is where the distortions reside within our inner child. So she is bringing through the divine messages that's associated with our sacral, and is bringing through divine messages for us to listen to ourselves and to share with each other. So a nurturing of our inner child as we're moving through this time of the eclipses. And take a breath and feel the energy and the divine healing and nurturing of Archangel Gabriel. Archangel Gabriel is with each of us during this time. So anything that may come up now, and we are projecting it into our life now, go back into childhood, and Archangel Gabriel will guide us and bring through the solutions and the visions to assist us in healing and nurturing our own inner child. So there we have the awaken your vulnerability. We don't need to armour ourselves. Step into it. It takes great courage to step into our vulnerability and to be in that authentic place, especially when we've had our ego telling us that no one is listening, or no one understands us, or no one is liking us, or whatever it may, or we're not loved. Step into our vulnerability that is the truth of who we are, that is beneath. It's not anger, it's not going into resistance. It's being in that vulnerable, transparent place of truth and honesty. And then at the base we have relinquish control. Relinquish control. Let go, let God. No matter what is going on in the outside world, whatever's going on in our personal lives, within ourselves, within our bodies, let go and let God. And in doing so, we crack open to the light and allow the divine intervention to take place. So beautiful reading. Whatever you are, access clear thinking as well. This is Pluto in Aquarius, who is communicating also during this lunar eclipse, helping us to alchemize those lower thoughts that are connected to this. Access higher thoughts. As we access higher thoughts, go into the higher consciousness, the Christ consciousness, we move up into our higher heart. So there's a powerful shift. There's a healing on a physical level as the mind and body medicine, as we choose those thoughts that strengthen us in a loving way, that empower us. And as we do so, we start to raise up and connect to the higher consciousness, which opens us up. Our higher heart and our heart chakra, they merge together in a beautiful expansion, a physical healing of our hearts as well. So there is a wonderful, divinely healing energy coming in, a divine light coming in, and within this light, this proton light that is coming in, within each tiny particle, there is divine wisdom and intelligence that far outweigh anything that we can read in a book, anything that we can think. It's in the higher consciousness. It's not stored in the lower brain. It's in the higher consciousness, so that we bring through the messages, the information, the healing from a higher source, from the higher consciousness, nothing from our own perceptions that may be distorted. So powerful energy, and with this reading I'm feeling so much healing. So I'm sending the healing to anyone who will accept it, to breathe and find some peace within. Let go of any kind of trying to fix, control, without us even realising it. Within the next 10 minutes, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen. So why worry? Let go of control. Feel the freedom of that. And allow the divine intervention, the angelic realm, the galactics that are 100% light, that are assisting us, that have gone through this and healing us and guiding us through it also. We're in heavenly hands. So I'm sending so much love, and thank you for listening. God bless. Thank you.